Hey, hi, welcome back to my channel Basic Code. Today we are going to learn about the unit testing in the Angular, and we are going to create our first ever test unit in the Angular. So let's start. First of all, we should know about what is unit and what is unit testing. When we if we have a complete web application, when we divide the application in a small parts that we call a unit, and when we test that small parts, that is called unit testing. Okay, if we will say that unit testing helps us in identify the bugs in the very early stage, like we should not wait for the application full deploy, so we can test and detect that those bugs very early stage. So it's very cost effective also if we will get the bugs in the early stage and we can control them in the very early stage, which we are not going to wait for the long time. So this one give us the efficiency also. Unit testing is well known for helping us the identify the errors and blockers at the early stage that increase our efficiency of web application. So it improve our code design improvement as well. Like if we will say we will obviously, if we are going to test our code in a unit, then we will try to make the codes, and we will make our applications code in a better and understandable language. In the parts, like smaller parts are easy to understand and it's very easy to test them as well. So it improve our design also. So if we will talk about the Angular testing tools in the Angular, Jasmine frameworks for writing the unit test in a clean and readable format. It's very easy to organize and write the unit test with the help of Jasmine. That is a default framework with the Angular. And there is one Karma test runner for the JavaScript with the help with the Jasmine, and the Karma is one of the default testing tool for the Angular as well. So let's start with our one of the first unit test. Let's create this one, and where we are going to define a test case, that this is the file, the specification file, test ts file. Here we are going to write our first of the test unit. For that, I created one of the new framework, like the test framework, so that we can get whatever the result for the properly whatever we are going to test. So let's start with this one now. So first of all, what we are going to do, we are going to create a test unit for in the app component. Let's start with that one. First, if we are going to write a specification code for that one, first we are going to import the app component, because our test specification unit is for the app component. So we are going to import this one. So here we use describe. What is describe? Describe is a function. If we will say describe is a function where we define our specification, okay, where we describe our test case, and here we have to pass the string. Like there we can see that here is a description, and we are going to write this as a string as we go and add our component with arrow function. Let's start. Let me show you how to do that one. So here we are going to add our app component. If we will say, here we can pass our string, but we are going to pass like app component so that it can give us a better idea that this is the test specification about, this is going to describe about the app component. Here we are going to make a arrow function, okay, and in the arrow function, here we are going to write it we use to create a test unit, okay, test case, okay. So, and here we are going to pass any string, okay. If we will say it expected one string that is coming from Jasmine, okay, that is coming from a Jasmine. Define a single specification. A specification should contain one or more expectations, okay, whatever the code we want to. test, we are going to define over here whatever the expectation from this test unit from us. Okay, a specification whose expectations are succeed will be passing. Okay, otherwise it will be fail. Okay, here we are going to define a string that will be readable. Okay, that we can, if someone is reading this test file, they will get to know what this file is doing, what are the test code they are going to test over here. So let's give it a very nice name so that we can, with the reading of this, we will understand what it is going to do. Should have name of the component. Component. It will, if you will read it, you can better, you can understand it very carefully. It should have name of the component. Okay, so we will get a better idea. Here we are going to create an arrow function. Okay, component, new app component. Here we are going to find expect. What we are expecting, there should be a component name, dot name to be defined. Like here lot of methods are here. Here which one method we are going to use? To be defined. That just, we just want to check that our first test unit, that if our app component has a name or not. Okay, to be defined. Let's close this one and this one. Okay, let's create, we should check in the TS file only. So let's pass here name. Let's test this one now. How to test this one? We will use ng test. That's it. To test our unit case. Now, here we go. We have created our first test unit and it gave us a 0 failure. Okay, it gave us a result that our first test case is created now. Okay, we use this one. Okay, here what, let's go through again. We are created one test unit to check if our app component has a name or not. Okay, if there is a name, then it will be give us a error free code. This is it will pass our test. Okay, here we are using describe. Describe is a function that we use to specification our test cases. Okay, what are the expectation, or we are going to pass our parameters over here. Okay, then we are using it over here. Okay, so it is a function that is coming from the Jasmine. Okay, and here we can give our name according to us, so that it should be a better understandable. And then we create a variable from the app component, and what we are using here, expect. Okay, what it should expect, component dot name, this variable that is coming from TS file, to be defined. That's what we are doing in this our first test unit. So in this way we can see our result as well. This is our first test unit. For this video, that's it. Then we will continue with the same test units videos in the next video. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.